Hi, Shamim.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh my God, I'm actually a little bit nervous and scared of you because I'm late, but
Don't give people that impression. I'm a nice person.
wow,
They don't know me that yet.
they haven't seen you work.
They haven't seen me work. This is me working for them. This is me working. I'm not that bad. I'm a nice person. Now I have to, I mean, you're only a few minutes late. My battery died on my phone, my watch, so I can't say how long you're late. How late you are, but a couple of minutes. Better late than never.
No, I was very late, but let me tell you two things.
Yes.
Right? In life, like I've always been a late person. Okay.
Okay.
Because I'm Sudanese and I'm Arab, so I'm black and Arab. That's like the worst mix.
She said it, not me.
So I've always been late, and then one day I was late to a shoot with Michael Johnson, the fastest man in the world at one point.
At that point, yes.
And he was not happy. And you know why I was late? I went to get water because we were shooting in a warehouse, and I wasn't sure if there'd be water. And then after that, I was really good for ages, and then I had kids. And yeah, so I apologize, and it's not nice,
problem
but
at all.
yeah.
I'm perfectly fine.
You should see me try and make a flight. Gosh, the drama on me and my husband. Like, yeah.
How can you be late for a flight? You know, like you have hours to get there.
I'm always late. You know when they used to call your name out in the airport?
No, they've never called my name at the airport. Just so we're clear, with my background, you do not want your name being called out at the airport.
Oh, yeah.
That does not mean anything. That doesn't mean you're missing the flight. That means that you're going to be specially checked.
I do find that background so interesting. I remember once I was leaving JFK, New York's airport, and my name got called out because, of course, Shamim left her bag somewhere.
You left your bag?
I left my bag somewhere, and they called out my name, and, you know, it was just so innocent. But I was nervous. I feel like when you
Is
are...
it pre or post 9/11?
Post. Hello, 9/11, I was like 14. You think I'm running around New York by myself? How old do you think I am?
9/11, I was not 14. I was older than 14, so yeah.
Yeah,
I'm older.
I think you're older than me.
A couple of years.
Yeah, only a couple of years, guys.
A couple of years. I'm the other side of 40. Almost.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Does life change after 40? Apparently it's a lot better.
Who told you that?
A lot of women, to be fair.
Then, yeah, I'm the wrong person to ask them because as a man, no, it's, yeah. Everything has, yeah, life changes at 40.
Life changes?
Life
How's your
changes
back?
huh?
Apparently your back and your knees start hurting more.
At 40?
After 40.
Well, I do jiu-jitsu now, so everything hurts all the time.
Oh. So apparently after 44, there's two ages that you like really grow through, or like your body feels that 44 is one of them.
I don't think so. I'm 44 now.
Okay.
Going to 45.
Yeah, but nothing's changed.
No, nothing, no. But I've changed a lot last year, so.
How
I
so?
guess so.
Mentally?
Mentally, physically,
Okay, so
everything. Yeah.
for the better or worse?
Yeah, well, everything's always for the better.
Yeah.
I lost a lot of weight, like I said, doing jiu-jitsu. You know, wife's happier with me. So yeah, no problem at all.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, it's the most important thing.
Yeah.
You know, you can either be happy or you can be right.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
There was a proverb I saw recently. A wise man says sorry. No, a smart man says sorry when he thinks he's wrong. A wise man says sorry when he is wrong. And then a married man says sorry when he knows he's right. I don't know, something along those lines. But basically don't ever argue with your wife.
Really don't.
No,
You don't know what we're going through. You know, they say that the reason why women and moms are always so tired is because we're always thinking about something. Like, I could be chilling in front of the TV and I'm like, oh my God, forgot to do this shopping. I need to get this. Like, we are constantly on. Whereas, like, I'd look at my husband and he's chilling. Like, he actually knows how to switch this off. So it's really interesting.
You think he switched it off, or is just nothing there? For men, I'm not talking about your husband.
I think men know how to box things, whereas like we don't stop.
Well, you don't stop, for a start, because you run 3 companies, no?
Well, yeah, I do run 3 companies, but they're all...
This is on top of having...
2 kids.
2 kids and a husband.
And a husband.
So you have 3 kids?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
And 3 companies?
Yeah.
Okay, please explain why.
Okay, first of all, I think people get really confused, but everything I do is the same. just labeled differently under various entities.
Okay.
So for instance, my core is publicity.
Yeah.
My background is PR, and I've been in PR for 20 years. Whether I'm using a music campaign to PR something for a client, or using media relations or influencer relations or a celebrity or a government relationship, that's all PR, right?
But you still have 3 different companies that you're running.
Yeah, but it's
That's
the same
hard
thing.
work.
And also, I've always been agency side.
Okay.
So managing more than one campaign or more than one client is like, I don't know how to do anything else.
Okay. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
and then for Playdate, which is my matchmaking app for families.
First, I think you need to tell everyone what you do, the 3 things that you do.
Oh, okay. So I obviously have Spread Communications, which is a PR agency. And we work with a lot of entrepreneurs, tech startups, profiling personalities, and really building them and building a narrative around them, right? Showcasing who they are to the world. So we do a lot of media relations there. We do a lot of influencer campaigns. We do a lot of content creation now.
Yeah.
And then SMC, which is a global firm, which I'm now a partner in.
Nice, congrats.
yeah.
That's when we worked together on that first, the World Cup song.
So I was hired by a man called Maurice Hamilton, and this man changed my life.
Okay.
You know, they say that there's people that come into your life and they change it. I was 24 at the time.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, and he reached out to me on LinkedIn. Always have a LinkedIn profile. It's so important. He reached out to me on LinkedIn, and he was looking for someone to head up his company in the Middle East and work with him, right? And the day he met me, he goes, Shamim, I'm going to teach you real money. I'm going to make you real money.
Did he?
Of course. Within 6 months.
So you're rich.
I'm not rich. What does rich mean even?
Having money.
I have a roof over my head and I have a family, and that is rich to me.
That is true.
Right.
Very true.
We have a warm meal. That's the most important thing.
You can have sandwiches. They can be cold as well. They're
I love
tasty.
sandwiches, but my husband,
Doesn't
he's a
like.
traditional man. We need rice or chicken or laham, and we need, we need a full setup. Every night, guys, every night at 6 o'clock, we have a full table set up.
You sit down with the family.
Yes, we sit
That's
down
important.
together. That is tradition for us. And you know what? It actually comes from my family. We've always had dinner together as a family,
Okay.
like growing up. And now my husband and I and my kids have dinner together every night.
That's beautiful. Okay, so then that's SMC, and then what's the third company?
So Playdate. So Playdate actually was launched. So it's funny because I launched Spread, and then immediately SMC came into the picture. And then Playdate, I came up with Playdate because I was in a play area with my sister, and I said to her, listen, look at kids. It was when Tinder and Happen and Bumble were really huge. And I said to her, look, it is so easy for adults to make friendships, but look at kids. They struggle to kind of connect unless the parents kind of come together and tell them, hey, play together, you know? And then I was like, imagine Tinder for kids, you know?
That's what you saw kids and you thought Tinder for kids.
No, I initially launched it as that, but then I realized, wait, it's not, because I was single, right? So I didn't understand.
Oh, this before you thought about this before you had kids even.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then I was like, wait, because we obviously live in an expat city, and I was a refugee, right? So
You're a refugee.
I was a refugee.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that. So when we moved to New Zealand, my siblings are much older than me, so I was always alone, right? And I couldn't speak English,
Okay.
right? So I struggled to make friends. So imagine if my parents had this app back then, and with the number of immigrants and expats and nomads around the world, I was like, wait, this is a family-to-family matchmaking app. So now we've developed into that. So now we are online across the globe. Our biggest market is actually the US.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, one second. Let's just go back for a second. I thought you were Kiwi. I knew you had Sudanese roots. But you were born and raised in...
I was born in Khartoum.
I was going to say Kiwi land, but in New Zealand. You were born in Khartoum?
I was born in Khartoum. So the difference between me and all of these refugees now who are on the border of Cairo and all of these surrounding countries is literally luck. And that's why I love New Zealand so much, because New Zealand gave me, until today, the way I do things, the way I manage people, the way I do business, it is very Kiwi inspired.
Okay. That's beautiful.
I mean, it wasn't easy, but...
What was hard?
I mean, having a name, for me personally or us as a family?
For you personally?
Me personally, it was really hard. I mean, I was doing really well at school, and my Arabic was fantastic. I remember, like, I was doing really, really well at school, and then all of a sudden, you get moved to a new country, new
Didn't
environment.
speak English.
Couldn't speak English, or like basic, you know what I mean? And your name is Shamim, and you look like this.
And what would they call your name? Because when I grew up in
Shamim.
England, Shamim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because my mom used to spell it one way, Bob's right, like we're proper immigrants. Like my mom would spell it one way, my dad would spell it one way. Mom used to spell it with double E, my dad would spell it with an I, and then I just chose the shorter one, M-I-M, right?
And what's your last name again?
Kassibawi.
And how would they say that?
I can't even remember, but the point is, I wanted to be Stephanie. I wanted to be Melissa. I wanted to be
Stephanie.
Sarah. I wanted to fit in.
Okay.
I wanted to belong, and I didn't want to be the foreigner, right? But now I love my name because everybody bloody remembers me. They don't even remember my company name. They just remember Shamim, the PR girl. Oh, you want a celebrity? Call Shamim. So that actually became one of the best things that's happened to me. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Great name.
Yeah, because I don't know anybody else called Shamim.
It's actually Iranian. Fun fact.
Everything is Persian.
Oh,
Everything.
We're going to go there.
No, this is my father. That's how I was raised. Everything is Persian. I don't know how, but he would have figured out why Shamim is Persian.
It isn't. Shamim is how you guys say it. It's an Iranian name.
What does it mean?
It's nice smell or from highness. I think like being high, like. But look, I think my parents just hustled this one because there's an Iraqi TV presenter who was very famous in the 80s or 70s that they knew and used to party with, and her name was Shamim Rassam, and they named me after her. They loved the name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I mean, I still like struggle. Like most of the places I order food from or pick up food from, they think my name is Sarah.
Oh, I go by Alex.
Oh, there we go, Alex. Nice and easy.
Yeah, Alex. Finished. Even here.
I'm like Sarah, just prepare.
Yeah. But so you moved there when you were like 9?
Yeah, 9. Say 9.
And then you did university?
I did everything. So to be frank, from I want to say within a year, I was down. I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
With what struggles did you have? Any other struggles when you were growing up there?
I mean, yeah, because look, my father was not religious, but he was very conservative. He's a typical Arab man, like conservative. Like, my daughter will not go here. My daughter will go there. You know what I mean?
Protective of
you. Protective. But he wasn't like, haram, you're going to go to hell. In fact, honestly, I know a lot of people were raised like that, and that's absolutely fine, right? In fact, you know, I am a lot more spiritual and religious now than I was when I was younger, and it's because I got to choose. You know what I mean? Nobody ever forced me, pray or we will beat you. I started praying on my own. I started fasting on my own. I started practicing on my own.
Okay. Did that happen more as you became a parent, or?
I started fasting when in my 20s, in my early 20s, when I moved here. And by the way, a lot of people are like, they shy away from admitting. I'm not shy to say this. I started later, and that's fine. I know a lot of people start when they're 12, but we had
Ramadan.
Yeah, but I only started in my 20s, and you know what? No shame. Like
That's your choice. It's
yeah,
your business.
nobody forced me. Nobody got the belt out. I never had to lie to my parents. Started fasting in my 20s.
Did your parents fast and stuff?
My mom did. My dad always had diabetes, so he couldn't fast. But it wasn't like, Ramadan was a thing in our household. But it wasn't like pray 5 times a day or at all.
Else.
Yeah, at all, which
What
I loved.
What brought you to
Dubai.
Yeah.
That's such an interesting story. Challenges is having a Middle Eastern African family living when there was barely any Arabs in New Zealand.
So you grew up predominantly with white people around you?
100%. And that's the thing I love about New Zealand. Unlike Australia, for instance, which is the thing that I can relate to. In Australia, it's like the Lebanese live in one area, the Indians live in one area, the Iranians. New Zealand is not like that. We all live together.
Okay.
Everyone is in it together, you know what I mean? There's no racism. At least I never faced any racism. But it was challenging to grow up with parents who were very strict. And me wanting to fit in with my friends who were not Arab or Muslim or had strict parents. So New Zealand, Dubai. So Dubai is an interesting one. So the first time I ever went to Sudan after leaving when I was like 4 was when I was 16.
Okay.
And I loved it. It was interesting, you know. But I went back and I was doing my degree and I loved what I studied. I mean, I think I missed one lecture in the 3.5 years. I did marketing and international business. So basically localizing campaigns. And so Dubai was a great fit for what I do, what I love to do.
And you studied in New Zealand, right?
I spent my whole life in New Zealand, studied in New Zealand. AUT, shout out. I do a lot with AUT still until now, my university. Auckland University of Technology.
Okay.
So I had to graduate from my international business degree, I had to do 6 months abroad. So it could be studying or working abroad. And obviously I couldn't go and study somewhere else. It would be expensive, right? And the government gives you a limited amount of money per week. So I wanted to go to Melbourne or Sydney to do my internship, right? Next door, and all my friends were doing that. My father said, no daughter of mine will go to Australia by herself.
Really?
And I was.
But you're living in New Zealand. Like, what's the difference between Australia?
I was so pissed off. My sister was here. She just got married here. He goes, you will go to your sister, do it there, and come back.
Okay.
And I did come here.
Yeah, and you never went back.
And I never went back.
Oh, you really never went back?
No, of course I go back for
No, but you didn't
holidays
move-
all the time.
that was
but I
it.
never. No, I tried to move back after a year, and then I ended up coming back. So my value is very high here because I can relate to the Arabic campaigns and I can relate to the Western campaigns. So
Okay.
yeah.
How was that moving away from home?
I hated it because I grew up with 4 siblings. It was a full house. We're always together.
Your sister was here.
My sister was here, but it wasn't the same. My sister was living her life with her husband, and then she had a baby, and like it was different. And I remember there was some days that they would travel, and I'd be alone, and I really learned to be alone, and I think that's so important. I learned to be alone. I learned to watch TV alone. I learned to have dinner alone. It was so different to what I was used to. Yeah.
Okay.
But then I loved being with myself. And then I fell in love too much with being with myself. Like, I loved me time. I'm all about being, like now when I'm alone in the car,
How does that work now with 2 kids and a husband?
It doesn't, like, it's a luxury.
You don't get me time.
No, there is no me
You can't
time.
even go to the toilet by yourself, like without someone like.
No, they're with me. They're inside.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, they're
My
inside.
son always comes knocking. It's like, and it's like, why'd you lock the door? I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
give me a minute, please.
Parenting is next level.
Yeah, it is.
But nobody tells you.
Because they don't want you to. They want you to suffer also.
I mean, I'm not joking. I questioned how people, like humanity, still existed after I had a kid. I was like, how is it possible that people still do this?
So I have my wife and I have 1 kid, and it's the greatest thing on earth. It truly is. There's nothing better than having a child, I have to say. But having a second would be too much for us.
You know what?
It's hard work.
I swear to God, it gets easier.
No,
Because
no.
guess what?
See,
They're entertaining each other.
You say that, but I have a theory that this is just parents who have 2 kids, who I almost said made the mistake, who have 2 kids.
I didn't make a mistake.
No. I'm not saying it was a
I
mistake.
talked
But
my
like,
husband into it. I pitched.
yeah, but like you say that they help each other. But it's only after a certain age that they start helping each other. So you do all that napping and all that breastfeeding and all that sleep things, and then you have to do it again.
No, hold on. My daughter is 11 months now, and my first is 4. They play together. It's the best. And honestly, I felt bad bringing my first.
But you still have to
Talia.
change the nappies. You still have to do the feeding. You still have to do the sleepless nights.
We live
again.
in Dubai. Yeah, look, I'm so sleep deprived. It's not even funny. Like today, I went to the wrong location.
And that's why parents who have 2 children want other parents with 1 child to have 2 children so that they can also feel the pain. They want to make them like you. Sleep
I swear
is
to God, no.
sleep is overrated.
The second
You're
one
outnumbered.
is a lot better. No. The second one is a lot better. She's a lot more. I got lucky. Like my first was great. It was tough. It was tough for me. I was depressed for 2 years, right?
Postnatal depression.
Yeah. So with my first.
Really?
Yeah, with my first, I really struggled. I struggled with my weight. I'm the only mom out of all my friends. So all of a sudden, I wasn't at the beach clubs on Saturday.
Yeah.
I wasn't partying. I wasn't going out for lunch whenever I wanted.
Yeah.
And I had this thing that was stuck to me, and I was huge. I had a COVID baby. I was 30 kilos heavier. It really messed with me. Like, and the thing is, like, if you speak to your mom or your dad, like,
They don't know.
my dad's not around, but if you speak to your elders or anybody, Shamim, this is a blessing. What do you say? Alhamdulillah. Look at you guys now with me. Like our culture, it just won't accept it. You know what I mean?
back then as well, they all had support. Like they were all together. Like we were all spread apart. Like we don't have any. I don't know about you, but there's no in-laws here to help. You know, like you're doing it solo. Like okay, you get the odd maid and nanny or whatever, but I don't think people understand how the world has changed over the last 20, like multiple decades, and what women go through and what's expected of them now.
Yeah.
Because now, like I don't think like I mean there was all about like people like let's like elevate women and things like that, and that's 100% true. But I don't think people are they're not appreciating the role of a mum and in day-to-day life of how hard it is, because like we have a child, right? And the funny thing is we say we have a child, my wife and I. We didn't have the child. I didn't have the child. My wife had the child. I didn't have to carry the child for 9 months. My wife did. You know what I mean? Like she's the one that had to go through so much, and people don't realize what the mum goes through, the guilt of having to go back to work, or the guilt of not working. The separation. There's so many different things what you physically go through as a body, whether you have a C-section, whether you have a natural. There are so many things like a guy is just good. We're just like, we're there, we hold the hand and but I don't think people understand that. And then for a woman to have the child, then to go to work as well and have 2 jobs at the same time. And like you said, they never stop. They're always, a mother's instinct doesn't switch off. Like there's been times when we've been asleep and my wife wakes up and I'm like, what's up? She's like, there's something. I'm like, what do you mean? No, he's fine. And then then he starts crying. And I'm like, how did you? And it's another level, like, you know what I mean? Like, whereas, and then the same thing, like I'll sleep and wake up in the morning, hi, how are you? Great, yeah, how did you sleep? Like he woke up a couple of times. Oh, he woke up? We won't even.
This is a daily conversation for my husband.
But mums, they don't have to hear the noise. They just sense it. So I think it's so underrated about what they have to go through, or what they have to go through. Or it's not about having to go through it, because it is blessing being a parent and being a mother. But I don't think I don't think it's appreciated as much as it should, because. Yeah, like how do you go back to work after just 30 days of giving birth and things like that, which is expected of some people. That's crazy, because your body doesn't even start to take form. Like that first month is super hard. It's super hard.
I think there's a lot that we need to learn as a society. What a woman chooses and how she handles this whole process. It's okay, and we shouldn't judge her. Breastfeed, not breastfeed. Go 100%. Back to work, not go back to work. Stay at home mom, cool. You want to go and work 18 hours away, fine. We also need to be a lot more compassionate. Like, if I work with someone and I know they're a parent, especially a mom, I'm a lot more understanding, because I know they have bad days. And you know what? Like, I know they're going to make up for it, because moms are always like trying to make up for things. And I think more than ever, you need, like, for instance, I didn't go on maternity leave because I love what I do. When I tried to do that the first time around, I actually got depressed. So I remember with my second...
Keep yourself busy.
I keep myself busy doing what I love. I love what I do. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I'm excited. On Sunday, I'm like, yes, it's Monday tomorrow. Like, let's go. I know people think I'm a big fat loser. Like, when holidays are announced, I'm like, oh, seriously? Like, yeah.
But that's what I love what you do, and it's not work, right? So that's different.
When you love something and turn it into an activity or a job or something that makes you money, that is like, you will make so much money. It's because you love it so much. You know what I mean? And that's the best way to kind of... And I'm not saying, hey, everyone should be self-employed. Absolutely not. It is not for everyone. Yeah. It's not for everyone. And that's totally cool. You know what I mean? Some people love the 9 to 6 life, and then they leave and it's done, and that's cool. I'm not one of those people, unfortunately. And being an entrepreneur, it's a DNA that you're born with.
Like, some people know that, like, are happy knowing that the 25th or the 26th of the month, they're going to get their salary.
Yeah.
And then they know that they can pay off the bills, and that's it. And they do whatever they want to do. But some people are like, they're hustle and bustle, and they're chasing payments, and they're cool doing it. And some people hate doing that. Some people hate invoicing, hate having to chase those things because it's like it's a grind. But some people are just like, let's do it. Here's this and that, and tax it, and they love it.
Yeah.
It's just different, different strokes for different folks. It's a completely
and that's
different.
cool. I've learned to I've learned to basically think, hey, that's people are born differently.
Yeah.
For instance, I know exactly what's happening around me at all points. I know which celebrity we need to pay right now, which celebrity needs to be on set, what press release needs to go out, who owes us money, who I need to chase at all times.
Yeah.
But I love it. I love
You thrive
it.
on it.
I thrive on it. And it's that kind of, I feel like I get this risk-taking passion from my father. I mean, he did it from a political perspective. I do it as an entrepreneur.
Okay.
I'm always looking for new opportunities. Like you'd think, hey, Shamim's just got 3 things. Every day I'm pitching something new to my husband.
So he had a huge impact on your life.
My dad?
Yeah.
I think he made me the person I am.
Right. So, you think that he gave you the best advice in life? And if so, what was it?
He definitely did. He says, Shamim, life is a journey. Some people walk, some people catch the train, some people catch a plane, some people drive, and there's different stops. Different things that happen in your life, different people that you meet, people that are going to have good impact on you, people who you have to choose your journey. You choose when you stop, you choose when you're bored, you choose, etc. And I think he just had, everything was funny. I remember by the time he passed away, he'd lost both his legs from diabetes. And he was going in for his first amputation, and I'm like, Baba, how are you? And he's like, Hadid. Hadid means, Hadid, he went like this, metal, like, steel in Arabic. He was a strong man, no matter what. Fought so many wars. He had a lot of. I think he made me a gangster. I think I'm always like to my husband, I want to be a spy, or I want to be like a secret agent.
He gave you the backbone.
He really did. I mean,
Both his legs, huh?
Yeah, he lost both legs. And you know what? Even after he lost both legs, he was traveling around the world with my mom. They were living life.
Oh, your mom must be a trooper.
Yeah, so she was basically a nurse for 10 years before he passed. And now she's a different story. She's like,
she's the real gangster.
She's the real guy. She kept our house together.
I was telling someone that it's not about the man, it's about the woman behind.
It is about the woman. It is about the woman.
Any successful man is because there's a woman behind him.
And there's a woman, the woman
supporting, pushing, helping.
Energy is actually from the mom.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Men, as a man, as a father, as a husband, we play a small part in the mood of the house. Yeah, we can joke around, and dads can be the cool guy and be the funny guy and stuff like that. A lot of times, and we get that, that kind of, superhero like kind of thing. But the real superhero is the mum, because she can put up with, in our house, is the mum's putting up with the kids' mood swings, putting up with daddy's mood swings,
Oh, you get mood swings? I mean, I had no idea.
Just every now and again. But my wife's a fifth degree black belt in karate, so my mood swings are very, very
tame.
Very, very tame.
Controlled.
Yeah, very, very controlled. And she's normally not around when I have a mood swing. So, no, but it definitely comes down to the mom. Your mom raised 5 kids. And
I don't know how she did that.
Over the span of how many years?
7 years.
7 years. 5 kids in 7 years?
Yeah. We have twins. My sister's a twin. So in 3 years, she had 4 kids. And then 4 years later, she had me. But I tell you what.
4 years later, it was you?
Yeah, a mistake. Actually, the first time I went to Sudan, the neighbor says to mom, see, oh my God, she turned out to be beautiful. Thank God you kept her. And I was like, seriously, guys?
Wow.
Yeah. I went through this thing where I was
like... I love that Arab honesty,
There's no filter, huh?
Yeah. MashaAllah, yeah, you see? Yeah.
I tell my mom all the time, am I adopted? Because I don't look like my sibling. I don't look like my mom. You know what I mean?
She look like your dad?
I do look like my dad, but I think... Then I did a DNA test, and I was like,
Why?
Because I wanted to know my background.
Okay, not to see your mom.
No. My mom, oh my God, amazing woman. My mom was selling her gold to feed us. We had no money. My mom sold her gold. My mom, when we went to New Zealand, did every job under the sun until she basically started working in what she does.
She worked as well.
She was a translator and an interpreter. So prior to get into that, she did everything under the sun. She looked after kids. She did anything possible to put food on the table for us. Every day I wake up, and I'm like, so thankful. And, you know, I feel like I became even more religious or spiritual because I really believe in the power of attraction, and I really believe in what you think. Your mental health impacts everything. It impacts your body because it's going to impact how are you going to train or you're not going to train. You know, when you're feeling low, you don't hit the gym, right? Your mental health is everything. Mind over matter. That's what you say, right? When you're sitting in those ice buckets.
Yeah.
And you're posting it. See, I watch
No, but
you.
it's true. It's true. It's how you, you know, because everyone's going through something.
Yeah, but complaining helps.
No.
I
not for me. Not for me.
I can't.
There's a difference about complaining and talking through it and talking through your problems. But if you're just going to wallow in it and just be like, woe is me every single time.
Yeah.
Because everyone came through it. Like, I mean, like, you're a refugee. Someone else could be beaten. Someone else was raped. I know people who came from terrible upbringings, and they're so successful, so positive now.
Me too.
And people who came from very rich upbringings and are just bums.
Yeah.
Because they just don't, and they still think, oh, woe is me, I didn't get enough, I didn't, you know, and like, dude, you
can either blame the situation or you can get on with it.
You can be a victim.
I appreciate everything. Like everything in my life from, like I wake up and think about all the good things that I've got, right? Then I get on with my day. Even if I'm sleep deprived, I get on with my day, right? And then at night, just before I'm falling asleep, you know, when you're like in your pillow, like, and you're falling asleep, I think about, I really believe in the power of attraction, so I always like watch these videos to manifest and whatnot. And there was a gratitude video that I watched, and she gives you what to say, right? She's like, think about the pillow, the comfortable pillow that you slept on, the duvet, the AC being the right temperature. How inconvenient would it be if your AC wasn't cooling? Even things like going to the bathroom and actually everything working. It flushes, the tap, the right
having to go to the toilet outside rather than inside. Indoor plumbing. That's the things that you don't even think about.
Because we're ungrateful. This society, all we think about is the things that we don't have. I know, like, you see a lot of people complaining. If you've got a roof over your head, you've got a warm meal, you've got a way to make, even if your job is terrible, but you have a job. If you switch your thinking to that, rather than, oh my God, I have to go to work. Actually, you're lucky you have a job.
Yeah, because it's like you know, they say that obviously the glass is half full, half you know, empty. I don't think things can be better and things can be worse, but in a situation where the way I think about it is that yes, things can be a lot better, all right, but how much better can life really be for me? With having a wife, having a child, having a job, having my health.
For you, I mean.
Exactly. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Shout out to your wife.
Yes. You know, all those things, right? Like, how much better can life be? You know, like, okay, what would make it better? Losing a bit more weight, a little bit more money, things like that. These are marginal things.
Yeah.
But what's the drop? Not having a job, not having a wife, not having a child, not having your health, not having your limbs. You know what I mean? There are so many different, like, so for me, it's not about the heart. It's like, the place where I am now is fantastic. Like, it can get better, but the better is much smaller than how bad things can get. So I'm much more grateful for what I have now because I know what it's like not having any of those things and having bad. My dad would be like, you're not eating your food. There's children starving in Africa. And, you know, like, you don't have to go to those extremes to say that. It's just people down the road.
It's just people
struggling down, you know, just walking around. The person who's begging for money, or the person who wants to wash your car for money. Like, there's so many different things that
And even if you say like a bit more money, weight loss, there's little things in life that we still want.
And they're within your grasp.
You can achieve them, right? So I really believe that you can achieve anything you want. You manifest it, you get on with it, you put a plan, and you run through it.
But manifest and do it, not just be like, sit at home, say, I want this,
no,
I want this.
And
you need to action it.
And you start. The quicker you jump, like, I hate people that are like, oh, I'm just going to do a field. I've never put together a business plan because you know what? I get on with it. And then I learn as I go and I flip and I do this and I do that. And you know what? Don't judge me. Are my investors watching? They're probably getting nervous.
Yeah, they're like, oh, she has no business plan?
No, I don't have a business plan. I'm still growing. Boom. And I'm still making money. And you know what? I tried
it works for you. That's fine.
Guys, it works. Like, people need to understand that entrepreneurship is about literally jumping and you're swimming and you're building that plane or boat as you're swimming. There's sharks around you. And you might get tired, but you got to keep yourself up. Like, it's hard. And some days I have really bad days, but I mean, I remember once I had like 20 dirhams left in my credit card and it was like a huge limit and I didn't even have gas in my car. because a company didn't pay me on time. This is when I started working for myself when I was 24. So there's been some really bad times, but learnings, right? Getting on with the right client and making sure they pay on time. And now I have a rule. I don't take on clients who are rude, out of line, who think they can bully people around. I'm not interested. And I'm lucky that I get to make that decision. I'll pick my team before my clients any day. My clients can leave.
That will also work out best for you later on, because your clients will leave and your team will be ones that are going to support you and get you more clients and better clients.
My team, we've been together like 8-9 years. Like I really believe in investing into humans and not money. The right people we have the best team.
And you enjoy what you do?
Oh my God, I love what I do. I'm telling you, I'm sad when it's like 6 o'clock. I'm like, I hope they feel that way. Do you guys feel that way?
Oh my goodness. You know.
What else can I talk about?
Well, all right. Well, first of all,
how long do you have left?
All right, like 10 minutes. But you can take one. Let's take one of these cans.
Oh, is that candy? What are they? I'm so ghetto. Oh, they're business cards.
No.
Oh, it's a note.
No. Take it out and read it.
Why did you choose this one?
It was just the one there. I just looked at it.
Oh, they're random cards? Have you ever had an arch nemesis? Were they? If not, would you like one? How would they challenge you?
Who's your arch nemesis?
I don't have any. Because I'll tell you why. You know how there's a Whopper?
At Burger King?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, love that you know. And then there's a Big Mac. Do they taste the same?
No.
There we go. So I don't believe in rivals or competition. I don't believe in these things.
Okay. Fair enough. Thank you for coming to the show.
Oh my God, you are so
We're going to have to do it again.
Again,
for
I'm
sure.
so sorry I was late.
No, it's all right. It was perfect. You like you said, you spoke fast. We got a lot in there.